Hi, this is John Hand with the Pulsing Cinema, and the movie of the day is The Pix from 1973. I guess you could describe it as a paranoid 70s occult thriller. The Prism VHS art proclaims in the tradition of The Omen, but I would see less of The Omen in this film and more like a combination of Rosemary's Baby and Clute. It has that kind of paranoid occult vibe of a Rosemary's Baby, but then there is also the prostitution angle of Clute as well, and the paranoia of Clute as well, obviously. The film stars Karen Black as Elizabeth, a drug-addicted prostitute who falls to her death from an apartment building, or a rather shadowy apartment building. The opening moments of the film are her death. A police detective played by Christopher Plummer comes to investigate. And the rest of the film is like a split narrative. Half of the movie is a flashback where we watch this Elizabeth character on her day-to-day travails, and we see what caused Elizabeth to fall to her doom. And the other half takes place in the present day, with this Christopher Plummer detective character, the 24 hours after her death, where he's trying to search for a cause of her death. He's trying to find the culprits. And the culprits lead to this very shadowy, wealthy figure named Kirsten. And some odd goings on which are never really totally explained in the film. So the movie is a beautiful looking movie, beautifully shot in widescreen 2x35 by the great Canadian DP René Verzier. This film is a Canadian film through and through. I mean, there's a lot of films that were shot in Canada that tried to pretend, they were just very generic. They tried to pretend they were shot somewhere else or were just somewhere in North America. Not so with this film. The Pix proudly shows its Canadian heritage, and it uses the Quebecois, the French Canadians, to great effect. I mean, there's a lot of mostly English dialogue, but there also is a lot of French dialogue in this film, and so you'll have Christopher Plummer interrogating somebody in a bar, and he's carry on the conversation totally in French. So it definitely kind of puts the viewer at unease, and it definitely adds a little bit of exotic nature to the film. So it's a really understated, underplayed film. Most of the film is just, very moody, but nothing that I would describe as like overtly supernatural. It's again just this very kind of permeating paranoia where people are being followed. Witnesses are turning up dead in violent assaults, and the music is again, the music is not Mickey Mousing these. It's not, if you have a really, emotional scene, there's a lot of, loud emotional music. No. The music, there are moments like when the Elizabeth character, shoots up dope, and she has these kind of dream sequences where the music will come in, beautiful orchestration, beautiful music, but most of the time there are these scenes where people show up dead, where things happen, and it's played totally without music. Very much in the style of a very kind of a 70s art house, ultra realistic film, But at the same time, we have all these ideas of the cult and what have you. And I guess one of the VHS titles for this film was The Hooker Cult Murders. So Christopher Plummer is great. I mean, he's underplaying and totally playing the Canadian police detective, but really the showcase of the film is a showcase for the work of the late great Karen Black, who plays this prostitute. She plays the vulnerability of her, the manipulative nature of her. We're dealing with the Johns. The first scene we see it. Jane Fonda, eat your heart out. This is some great performance in this film, and you see her. You can see her toward the end of the film. She knows she's kind of marching towards her doom, doing it for the benefit of the people that she loves, her friends and her boyfriend and what have you. And I mean, just a great performance. She really sustains the film, and she makes the film worth watching, because there's not a lot there's no special effects in this film. There's no gigantic pyrotechnic, visual effects marvels in this film. It's a performance film, and it's just the story of this lost woman, and again, as I said, told in that kind of unique narrative style, the flashback and then the present day. The film was split between those two. Oh man, great film. Now, okay, so it's a 70s Canadian film, Canucksploitation, you could call it. I guess that's what you'd describe it as. Given that it's a Canadian 70s film, you can absolutely play the David Cronenberg actor game in this film. Like pretty much any Canadian sci-fi horror or maybe even drama from the 70s, you can spot a David Cronenberg actor in the film. Like Black Christmas, you can spot like Barry Convex there, or so many examples. In the case of the Pix, the Kirsten, the lead bad guy, he has a thug that spends the entire film following around the Karen Black character. That thug was the security guard in Scanners. The guy who's like, give him the ephemeral. Is holding down the Revok in the hallway there, and then later on he shoots all of his coworkers, and then he shoots himself in the I don't know, I'm giving spoilers to Scanners, but in any case, it's that. I was like, whoa, it's that guy. I could swear I spotted some other David Cronenberg actors in the film. There's a scene where Elizabeth's boyfriend, Jimmy, or is it Tommy, is in the bar, and he's kind of like down on his luck, and there's a friend that the Christopher Plummer character walks into the bar, and just as he walks in the bar, he sees him at a table across the way, and some actor leaves the table, and I could swear there was a David Cronenberg actor. I don't know. These films are crawling with David Cronenberg actors, so you can absolutely do that. The Pix, what is the Pix? And that's another thing. Probably half the people who pick this thing up or don't pick it up, because for many years I didn't pick this thing up on VHS because I didn't know what a Pix is. A Pix is a small container that holds the Eucharist, that holds the consecrated host, the crackers, that you can give communion to someone who's not there, who's somewhere, who's not at a church, right? And in this film, they have to desecrate the consecrated host, but I mean, it's such a small part. I have a feeling that it might be a bigger part of the novel that the film was based on, because I feel that the novel probably went into far more detail about what was going on. Who were these people? What were they trying to do with the Karen Black character, and what was going on? But it's all kept very murky in this film, and it definitely makes for, you've definitely got to love paranoid 70s films to really get into this film. If you love paranoid 70s films, then this is the movie for you. Released on VHS by Prism and a bunch of other companies. It kind of became a public domain staple. Then it went to DVD and released by Brentwood and St. Clair and pretty much everybody on DVD in a pan and scan. I mean, this film is a moody kind of film about relationships, a moody psychological occult drama, but it does have that. It is one of those drama type movies that makes full use of the 235 frame, and so it's vital to see this film in widescreen and letterboxed. And the best way to see this movie is the recent Scorpion DVD release, which has a commentary by Karen Black herself, which she recorded before she died. And oh my god, it is a knockout, great transfer. Yeah, forget about the VHS, forget about the other stuff. This movie deserves a lot better. And it's a great film, a slow film, a subtle movie. It took me a couple of sittings to watch it all, because it's just this kind of permeating paranoid mood that you really have to get into a specific mood to watch. So in any case, The Pix, great film, and a really incredible performance by Karen Black. You really see, why she was, the queen of 70s independent cinema, really. Karen Black, great.